check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
How's it going, guys? Electron, man. Well, look what we got now. We're going to work on an HR2510 today. I had to wire up a Mac. If you haven't already seen that video, I'll show you how to wire up a 5-pin mic for a 2510 since I didn't have one laying around. But anyway, I got the mic wired, and I've already been playing with it a little bit. What I know so far is the backlighting on the display is out, and it has no audio. So that's kind of where we're at. Let's go ahead and crack her open, and we'll start doing some repairs here. And see if we can't bring this little guy back up. These are really cool old radios. I shouldn't say old. They're 90s, I guess. Somewhere in that range. 80s, 90s. But they're definitely they're actually a ham 10 meter, but they were easily modified, and a lot of guys use them as CB radios. And they're actually pretty healthy. I think they're about they can get about 20 about 10 to 15 carrier, I think, in 20-25 peak, and about 35, 40 SSB, somewhere in there. It seems like last one I worked on, I think it's maybe 25 watts on AM and maybe 35, 40 on sideband. Seems like it's something like that. But anyway, they're pretty healthy little old radios. This one's definitely been messed with a lot. I already know that back connector on the back is all jacked up, and I think that's part of the reason why I'm not getting no audio in it, and as well as I don't have any display lights. So let's go ahead and open her up, and I cannot figure out what in the world that switch is for yet. So let's go ahead and see what we got going here, guys. I'll be back here in a minute. Well, guys, I did it again. I forgot to hit record. I have a bad habit of doing that. Anyway, I haven't done a whole lot to this. Kind of already know what we're going in here. And the only thing I have done is, you know, I was telling you the front display was out. And actually, where did that guy go? But as soon as I touched that bulb, it just fell apart in my hand. And it's melted the case that holds the little incandescent. I don't know if it's the wrong one or just many hours of it running or whatever, but yeah, here's the little incandescent bulb it had in it, and that little prong just broke off, and you can tell that sucker's burned to crisp. So anyway, I went to digging around and got an LED out. I wanted to, you know, it's kind of hard to see to even work on it without having a display light, so I went and dug up some of my LEDs, and I haven't installed an LED in there. And yes, I know I hate covering my wires with black tape like this, but I ran out of little shrink wrap. I'm gonna have to order some more. So this is just to keep it from shorting. And then I ran into a problem with LEDs, especially the ones I'm using here, have a real direct light, so it was living just like a big round circle in the front of it. So what I ended up doing was I just took a little bit of computer paper and wrapped it around the LED bulb. I mean, they create no heat, so you have no worry about no fire or anything. And I wrapped some paper around the LED and to diffuse the light, and it's not bad. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me go and bring it up here. Hopefully you can see that, but it's a little brighter on this side than this, but it's better than no light. And let me go, as you can see there. But it's not bad, and I mean, it's definitely a huge improvement. I'm gonna have to do some research, find some LEDs that have I guess maybe frosted. I need like a frosted white so that it doesn't have that pinpoint, because I've had this problem on a couple radios where the light's too directed, and I need it to be a broader spectrum like an incandescent bulb. But anyway, I think that turned out pretty good, just using a piece of paper to diffuse it. So I've actually done that on a shortwave radio before too, and it worked pretty good. So kind of got that idea from there, and it didn't matter on the mountain on the inside anyway, because it was all melted and chewed up. And I actually tried blue and green in it too, but I decided white was best. But yeah, that's kind of what left of the holder was. But it's like I said, it's all kind of melted in here, and I still have to put some glue in it, but I don't think it's going anywhere. And you know, that LED will last forever. But anyway, that's where we're at right now. And I got to monkeying around in this plug back here, and that's definitely our problem. I just got to figure out what I'm going to do. I don't know if I want to cut the wires and just wire it hot inside, because I mean, if you can't see this plug here, I guess they didn't have the plug to fit on there, so they were trying to, I don't know, short in there or something, but you can tell they stuck the solder on there and melted them. I don't have a lot to work with there, so I'm tempted to either pull this plug out, or I'll see if I can get lucky and maybe get a hot wire in there. Basically, on an HR2510, if you want to use the internal speaker, on the right side, you're going to want to short that top and that bottom. That top one there and that bottom one there, and that'll give you internal speaker. And external speaker is another set of combinations. It doesn't normally, you know, on these radios, I just plug an external speaker in and check it. But this one, it's all based on the back of this. I think it has some CIV. I don't know. It does, that plug does a bunch of little different things. But I mean, for right now, what I need is a radio that has a speaker in it. And there's no way to plug one in. So the best way to do is just figure out how to route around that plug and get audio back in. I did turn it on the tone generator, and it's got full signal. Receive seems to be really solid on it. Transmit's hot on it. I'm not having any problem there. Still, the switch, we're at a mystery. I followed it back on the back side, and it looks like it kind of goes into the audio circuit. Well, I don't need to pull that off there. But it looks like it feeds into the audio circuit, so maybe it's a top back. That's the only thing I can come up with. It doesn't have, you know, it's not a Roger Beep or an echo board or anything, because it's not. You know, it's just wired in with, it's got a couple of diodes. It's got a diode feeding it, which is probably trying to keep feedback from coming in, is what I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's some type of talkback, but anyway, it's, you know, there wouldn't be a current channel expansion that way, so it's got to be some type of talkback. But anyway, let me go ahead and see what I can do about monkeying around and getting something going on the back of that. I'm going to go ahead and clean the pots on it. Like I said, I already kind of threw it on the bench a little bit, and she's transmitting fine, receiving fine, so this is definitely going to be one that I can save. Basically, main things were it had no display light and had no audio. And the audio falls back to them monkeying back here with this back plug here. So let me get something going on that, and hopefully we'll have a 2510 back up here and walking and talking. Okay, guys, check her out. We got speaker, we got sound. We got everything we want. She is one fine working radio here. Receives rock solid. I got her lined. I want to go ahead and show you. We're going to do a little tuning on it now. Hopefully this will get you a good view of the meters. I have so many wires hanging here, it's kind of hard to keep everything out of the way. But anyway, kind of interested on this radio. And I went in and I had to go pull the specs on to find out what actually what the factory specs are on as far as AM and FM. Or AM and sideband, and on AM it's rated at 10 watts, and sideband it's rated at 25 watts. Well, the interesting thing is I'm gonna go ahead and do a little peeking on here. Is we're dead keying 20. Look, okay, I can dead key 2 watts. Okay, they say factory specs is right there, 10 watts, but I can go to 20, 30, 35 watts dead key. Now I don't think that I think it would overheat at that, but I don't know. Maybe this has got the MRF497. It doesn't look like it. Looks like it's got factory finals in it, but I'm really surprised how hot I can make this radio. But we're not going to do that, because that's not what the Electron Man does. I want to make a radio that's going to last. I'm debating on where I should set her at. Something I showed you before, this thing will actually dead key about 35 watts, which is ridiculous. It'll melt it down. We don't want to do that. I'm thinking I'm going to cut it about in half. I think I'm going to do about 10 watts, maybe. I think I'm going to do 15 watts. Hell audio. Hell audio. Hell audio. Head audio. Head audio. About 25 watts. It looks like it's swinging there. Hello. Hello. So about 15 to 22. What if I go down to 10? You know, it's all about clarity and swing. So let's go ahead and just set her at 10 and see what you. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I lose a little on the top end. So what I want to do is get it to where I got top end. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I'm liking that right there. And let's take a look at her on the, let me put a 1 kilohertz tone in here and see what the modulation looks like. I haven't even messed with that yet. This radio definitely was tuned all wrong. Oh man, look at that. What a mess. Oh guys, look at this. That is total distortion there. That's not what you want to see in a 1 kilohertz wave. See how it's chopped? Okay, let's do a little Sorry, I know nobody likes to tone, but you gotta have them to tune it. Let's just go ahead and back her down and see what we can come up with here. See. Now then, that's more what you're wanting to see. Let me even bring her down slightly more. There you go. There's a pretty modulation right there. There you go. And we're still doing about our 22 watts, but we've cleaned it totally up. Hello. Trying to get her to where I'm still getting a max out of her, but not distorting her. Right there. Hello. 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 Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we're at 25 watts swing and about a 15 watt carrier. This radio is going to talk. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think that's all we got. This really turned out to be a super easy repair. These 2510s, you just never know. Really, this all came down to somebody butchering up the back plug and making it where it didn't have any audio, and it's tuned terrible. We've definitely tuned her to where she's a lot more tame and sounds good. And lined everything. I can't see anything else needs to be done. Replace the light on the front. Let me go ahead and stop this video, and I'm going to clean her all up. Oh, by the way, the switch on the side, it's a talk back, but it's a weak talk back. But it is a talk back. I don't know if you can even hear this, but hello audio, hello audio, hello audio, hello audio. I guess I have to turn the volume up. Actually, let me. Hello audio, 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 hello. That's not much of a talk back, but there is a little bit of one there. I'm going to leave it on. I mean, I don't see any reason to take it out. It's not hurting anything, and at least they didn't overdo it, and it's not feeding back or anything in it. So, find some screws. It had a bunch of screws missing in it. Go ahead and clean her up a little bit more, and we'll come back and look at this one all wrapped up and final. Well, guys, there she is. All put back together. All the screws put back in her. Everything taped up, soldered up, cleaned up. Let's go ahead and fire her up. Ain't that sweet? And of course you can do channels. I'm not going to go through all the, there's videos out there how to operate one of these. Just to say a few things. This is the mic gain here is very restrictive. I was surprised, and I couldn't find a pot in there to adjust that, but basically it's for if you're in a really loud truck or something, you kick that mic gain on, it'll still modulate, but it sure drops her way down. Of course, that's to keep the background noise out, but everything works like a charm on this guy. Cleaned up rather nice. I believe this is going to my buddy Greg, my good bud Greg, and hopefully he'll have this on the air, and maybe he lives up in Missouri, but he lives as a crow flies about 100 miles from me. I think on a good quiet night he gets him an Amtron up there, Amtron 99 or some type of vertical up there. I really believe well, even barefoot, this guy, on the right conditions, you know, he's dead keying 15, swinging about 25, and we could go over to sideband, and it's about 35 or 40 over there on sideband, so I think he can make the trip here. We'll sure try it. I got a little heat on my side, too, that I can help, and I got a big old dipole, as well as a vertical star duster. So anyway, I'm rambling on here. It doesn't have anything to do about this radio being repaired and restored, but she's back up to 100%. I ended up with that old, the first mic I ended up wiring, I did not like at all. I think that was for like a 2-meter radio, and it just didn't have the dynamics that it needed. So I ended up going back and digging in my scrap pile and finding a nice Cobra mic. And wiring it, same wiring. There's no difference in that. You know, 1, 2, and 3. That's the way all these HR2510s are. But as you can see, she TX is just like she's supposed to. I think I got her in SWR right now. Oh, I got her modulation. You can change the meter around to that's it's TX right there, and then we got a modulation TX and SWR, and let's see here. Where's the calibrate on that? What does it say? Band scan. I don't know how you do a calibrate on the. I'm not sure. I have to look and see. Is there like a SWR calibrate? There's RF modulation, TX. Oh, maybe that's your SWR calibrate right there. That is. Okay. Set that. And of course, I'm on a 50 ohm Donny load, so 0 SWR as the meter should show. We'll go back to RF there. As you've seen, received, rock solid. And as you can see, if we turn on the signal generator, rock solid on the signal generator. And right on frequency on the frequent counter. Yeah, this radio's ready to get up there and rock and roll. Sorry, I know you don't want to hear that. Yeah, in fact, let's just see how sensitive the receive is. Well, I'm all the way at the lowest she'll go, which is 110. Wow, nice. Yeah, good solid receive there. She's lined and ready to rock and roll. Like I said, hopefully, I'm not sure. He brought 2 of them to me. Not sure which one he's wanting to use as his main unit. I just grabbed the first off the pile and went to work on this one. We'll still have another video on the other 2510, see what we got to do to troubleshoot and fix it. Not sure what's going on with it. Take one at a time. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to really grow this channel, and I need your help to provide funds for me to do this. So anyway, guys, have a great day out there. This is the Electron Man.